My pastor gave a really good example of what was accomplished when Jesus died on the cross. And he made the analogy that if you go into a restaurant and you say, hey man, this meal was delicious, but I forgot my wallet. I'm so sorry. And your friend looks at you and says, it's okay, I forgive you. And you're like, oh, thank you so much. But then the waitress comes along and she says, hey, here's your check. And your friend looks at her and says, hey, my absent-minded friend over here forgot his wallet. He can't pay, but it's okay. I forgive him. The waitress would be like, wow, how kind of you to forgive your friend, but who's going to pay? Like, that analogy right there symbolizes that when you forgive somebody, you are still absorbing their sin. Like, you have to absorb the sin. Like you have to make a payment for that sin. So then he pays for you. And then he also continues the analogy. It's a very simple analogy, but it's very good. He continues the analogy to say, what if for the rest of your life, your meal was $1 trillion meal, and every single time you forget your wallet? That's going to put strain on your relationship. If every single time you forget your wallet and you're having a meal with him every single day and he's having to absorb that sin, it's going to add up. It's going to be costly. You cannot afford that meal. Nobody's walking around with that much money, except there is a creator of the universe that has an infinite amount of money that can always cover that cost. That right there is what Jesus did on the cross. When he died for our sins, he was the only one that was able to do it. That is why God had to come down in his flesh and die for our sins. I love this analogy because it really perfectly represents God's authority and the power that God really has to come down in the flesh and cover our sin for us. However, it doesn't mean that we should at that point be like, oh, my friend has infinite amount of money, I can do whatever I want. No, you're still going to strain your relationship. You're still going to cause discourse in your relationship if that is your mentality. But knowing that they always have you covered, how beautiful is that? I don't know, it's just such a good analogy, and I was thinking about it this morning, and I don't know, just wanted to share it with you guys.